Hello and welcome once again to another edition of Elections Unlocked. We're entering the final phase of campaigning for the 2024 election. Just a few days to go. And today, one of the few states that still is polling is Odisha. Where remember, there is a four-phase poll and the fourth phase will take place on the 1st of June. The state is also voting simultaneously for Assembly and Lok Sabha. So the stakes are very high. You have the ruling Biju Janata Dal, which has been in power for a quarter of a century, headed by Naveen Patnaik. But the Bharatiya Janata Party believes that Odisha is one of the states where it could actually make gains. The two sides were expected to be allies, but now are fighting tooth and nail, with the Congress very much the third player here. Let's take a look on how Odisha's campaign has now become more and more acrimonious and what's at stake in the battle for Odisha.
BJP MLA candidate from Khordha Assembly constituency of Odisha was arrested on Sunday for allegedly toppling an electronic voting machine and manhandling two polling personnel during the voting on 25th May. It has caused a new political bickering in the state.
तुम्हारा साथ जब था वो सच्चा था और जब भाजपा आके वो उम्मीदवार बना और वो वोट देने के लिए अपना पत्नी को साथ के लेके गया और उसी में तकलीफ हो गया आपको.
A person who was thrown out of the BJD. Such people are now the poster boys of violence in Odisha BJP.
BJP and BJD, after falling out of alliance in the state, have been locked in severe attack at each other. While the Saffron Party has been targeting VK Pandian, the former IAS officer and projected political heir for the Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik. BJD has been after the former ally with electoral malpractice actions. A massive war of words erupted right before 25th May polling over Prime Minister Modi's missing keys of Puri Sri Jagannath Temple's Ratna Bhandar remarks.
जगन्नाथ जी मंदिर के श्री रत्न भंडार की चाबियां पिछले 6 साल से गायब है. श्री रत्न भंडार में अकूत धन दौलत है. आखिर उड़ीसा सरकार किसका हित साध रही है?
The Union Home Minister too attacked the CM and his party's star campaigner in his rally.
ओडिशा के गौरव का चुनाव है. मुझे बताओ, ओडिशा पर कोई तमिल शासन कर सकता है क्या? जोर से बोलो, कर सकता है क्या? कोई तमिल बाबू ओडिशा चला सकता है क्या?
Soon after the war of words spread beyond Odisha borders, Tamil Nadu CM M.K. Stalin launched an attack on Prime Minister Modi, alleging that he was inciting hatred and creating divide among people of Odisha and Tamil Nadu in his attempt to win the eastern state. Bureau Report, India Today.
And with the focus on the final round for the battle for Odisha, joining me now, very special guest, the man who's seen as all-powerful in Odisha, IAS officer turned politician, key Naveen Patnaik aide, described by some as the super chief minister. I'm joined from Bhubaneswar by VK Pandian, who's on the campaign trail. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Pandian. There are conflicting reports, I can tell you, who is ahead in Odisha after 3 rounds have been over in your state with 1 round to go. Do you concede in that sense this is the toughest fight that the Biju Janata Dal has faced in the last 2 decades, with the BJP now seemingly closing in on the BJD?
Not at all. I would still say that 2019 was tougher, not this. Every time they make a narrative that they are winning and they are getting 120 seats, 100 seats, but finally at the end you see that they end up with 10 seats or 20 seats in assembly. So in 2014 also they said that there is a wave, and 2019 also they said a wave. But both the times we know what happened. In fact, 2019 was a little tough in the sense that 1 year before, the BJP had won 12 out of 30 Zilla Parishad districts. So, but this time BJD has won 30 out of 30 Zilla Parishad. So that shows the people come mood.
But there's a feeling, Mr. Pandian, that with Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha elections being held simultaneously in Odisha, we've seen in the past voters vote very differently. Large number of voters may prefer the BJP for the Lok Sabha, even if they vote for your party for the Vidhan Sabha. Do you fear a repeat of that? Is the BJD actually more confident about holding its own in the Vidhan Sabha than the Lok Sabha, where the BJP, by all indications, believe that it will be in double digits and will have more than you in Odisha?
There is a tendency of split voting, which we experienced in 2019. But this time, because till that time, BJD had never focused on voting for both, ingraining into the people's minds. But this time, the campaign has been very focused, saying that it has to be for both Shankar, means conch. So I think it won't have such an impact. In fact, last time also, if you see, Rajdeep, out of the 8 seats, 4, 5 seats, they won with 1%, 2% margin. So that's how it is.
But the fact is, Mr. Pandian, that before the election, there was all this talk of the BJP and BJD coming together, fighting the election together in a pre-poll alliance. And there was also talk of the BJD being described like the B team of the BJP. And you were seemingly working in tandem. Suddenly, overnight, the alliance doesn't happen. And lo and behold, during this campaign, we've seen, Mr. Pandian, bitter exchange of words. The Prime Minister even questioning whether Naveen Patnaik knows the names of district headquarters. There's been a lot of personal attacks that both sides, in a way, have made on each other. Are we to assume that you are in a full-blown war now between the BJD and BJP, or is it Noora Kushti?
Elections are always fought like this. And Honorable Chief Minister Naveen Babu always maintained the degree of grace and decency, and he has a dignified conduct in political discourse, whether it is elections or without elections. But this time the BJP has gone little below the belt, not little below, too much below the belt. But people of Odisha don't appreciate this kind of attack, especially a personal attack on such a popular Chief Minister who enjoys such great popularity even after 24 years in office. So that's going to boomerang on them, and June 4th will show that actually it didn't help them. This kind of shouting and abusive language and personal attacks doesn't help in Odisha. In fact, I will give you a small example. We had a by-election in Bijaypur in 2018. BJD had never won that seat. And all our surveys showed BJD may pull it through with 10,000 margin. Somebody threw a chappal, perhaps from BJP supporter, on Chief Minister 2 days before the election, and BJD won by 45,000 votes. That's the kind of love and affection people have towards Naveen Babu. So this abusive language by the visiting chief ministers and central ministers, it's not going to help them at all.
But if I may say so, there's a difference between 2018 and 2024, according to many political observers. Anti-incumbency against Naveen Patnaik is creeping in after 2 decades in power. You describe him as a popular chief minister, but there is also anti-incumbency against you. You are being called by the BJP as a super chief minister. Home Minister Amit Shah comes to Odisha and says, can someone of Tamil origin rule Odisha? And says this is an election about an Odisha's pride, and they will bring in a young Odia-speaking Odia chief minister if they win, suggesting that Mr. Pandian, who's a Tamilian, who's an IAS officer, cannot be the face of a government of Odisha. How do you respond to these reports of anti-incumbency and these attacks on you?
So first of all, let me clarify it that your own survey, the India Today survey, showed after 24 years, still Chief Minister Naveen Babu is the most popular chief minister in the country, maybe 2 months back. So that doesn't change. I think you trust your magazine and your survey more, in addition to other surveys what we have done. And then I think the Honorable Home Minister wanted to boost the confidence of their own party cadre by saying that they are forming government. And he has been telling this from 2014 onwards. 2014, he said that we are getting 120 2019, he said that we are getting 90 seats. And 2024 also, he's, in fact, by saying that he is going to introduce somebody young and energetic and good-looking and smart chief minister face, those aspirants, 4 or 5 aspirants have lost hope. They are all above 55. So I think it has hit them very hard. And my humble suggestion to them would be, or the appeal to them would be, that show that beautiful face, young, energetic, active face, who is the BJP face for Odisha. After 24 years of incumbency, BJP being a national party could not show a face, CM face. What are they talking about? And this election, it's Naveen Babu, who is the CM face of BJD. Because they don't have any other issue, they are attacking personally Naveen Babu and me. I'm happy to be the punching bag, because as a foot soldier of Naveen Babu, I should be in front protecting the leader. So I'm happy doing that.
You know, Mr. Pandian, you are by all accounts much more than a foot soldier, because when they attack you and say that it is Mr. Pandian who's running the government, running the Biju Janata Dal, and say that how is someone of Tamil origin running a party of Odisha, they seem to be suggesting all the time you're the one who's remote controlling Naveen Babu, and therefore if the people of Odisha, as I repeat, want a Odia as their chief minister, don't vote for the BJD. That's the BJP's line in this election.
This allegation about remote control is an old one. 2014 election they used, 2019 election they used, now also they are using. People of Odisha have the remote control of Naveen Babu, and they vote for him en masse. They give him bigger majority every time they say that the remote control is somebody else. They give a bigger majority. Actually, BJP has ran out of narratives. They don't have an issue. They can't attack the chief minister on integrity. They can't attack the chief minister on governance, transformation. You take whatever factors, indicators. Odisha is doing so well. What they will attack on? They try to open their mouth on malnutrition and anemia. So we gave the example of where Gujarat is and where Odisha is. Odisha is way above national average. They spoke about investments. Odisha is number 2 in investments, manufacturing investments in the country, way above Gujarat. Poverty reduction, we have reduced the maximum poverty. What are they going to talk about? Even temple renovation or restoration, Naveen Babu has done 10,000 temples in Odisha, mosques, churches, tribal prayer places. So they don't have a narrative, so they have to find something and do. And they are not very innovative in that respect, I would say.
But let me ask you then, you know, you're sounding very confident. What are your numbers? I know you do a lot of surveys. What are your numbers for Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha, Mr. Pandian?
Jai Jagannath. We are crossing 3/4 majority in Assembly. I have asked BJP to have a challenge with me. Nobody has come forward. And I have also said with all humility that the Honorable Chief Minister Naveen Babu will take vote on June 9th with 3/4 majority. In Parliament, we'll get more than what we got in 2019. And I would also like to say that 3 phases of election are over. Three phases of election are over. You can record it for posterity. 3 phases are over. 105 assembly seats election is over. BJD has already formed government with people's blessings.
You know, you're sounding very confident. Some will say you're overconfident. You've been described, as I said at the start, I think, as one of the country's most powerful bureaucrats. Have you made the transition fully as you crisscross the state and campaign for the Biju Janata Dal from being a bureaucrat to a politician? Has that been an easy ride for you or not?
See, even as a bureaucrat, I had service as the only priority or preference. That's how I did well in wherever I was posted. So here also it is the same, just that you have a badge here near your heart. That's it. So there is nothing much. My identity in Odisha is a workhorse of Naveen Babu. He works, and he delivers. So I go with that image to the people and take the message of Naveen Babu.
But these personal attacks on you, targeting you again and again about your Tamil origins, does none of this bother you at all now, or are you used to it now that you're in politics?
Not at all, whatsoever. Not at all. Nothing. They can try hard their luck. people will respond to them nicely on June 4th.
Post June 4th, though, Mr. Pandian, is there any possibility of Naveen Patnaik and Narendra Modi coming back together? Because what if the BJP needs 10 MPs? If they are 10 short, will the BJD support the government as you have over the last 5 years in a way, particularly inside Parliament? Therefore, people say it's Noora Kushti. Whatever happens, Naveen Patnaik will remain an ally in a way of a BJP government post-election. Am I right?
Rajiv, we are in the middle of a war, and we are fighting with equal force, both Congress and BJP. And there is absolutely no thought process, anything whatsoever towards this. At least now you would appreciate me that I have become a politician now.
Yes, you're very diplomatic. You're making very diplomatic answers like a politician, but you're not ruling out, if I may say so, what will happen after June 4th. Whoever is in power in Delhi, Biju Janata Dal will do business with them. Am I correct?
It's a hypothetical question during a real life situation. The real life situation is that we are fighting tooth and nail. And the way they have abused the chief minister, it has hurt the people of Odisha and the BJD cadre. Please remember that. It has hurt everyone. It's not the way a political discourse should be forward.
Is that then the key issue of this election? You're trying to make it about Naveen Babu, about ODI's self-respect, about ODI regional pride. Is that the main issue of this election, that we have a face who's being targeted by you, by the other side?
No. We won't beat around the bush. We have done good governance. We have done great development, transformational changes in the state. Our issue is how do you make Odisha number one in the country when Odisha celebrates 100 years of its formation. That is our issue. Periphery issues like religion, caste, region, everything is for BJP and others who don't have any other issue to boast upon, or who can't show their report card on employment, inflation, getting investments, making jobs for the youth. They can't do it. We have done it and we can show it. So for us, this is not an issue at all. But attacking a popular chief minister through verbal abuse is something people of Odisha and Odisha culture will not appreciate. For that matter, I think any part of the country, one should not get into this kind of political discourse.
As we conclude, you mentioned about Naveen Patnaik. Interestingly, he stayed completely away from the media in this election. He remains a very private person. What makes him this enigmatic figure who keeps winning elections for the last 24 years? What's his success formula? He's never lost an election in quarter of a century. What's the Naveen Babu success formula?
He appears after the results are done. You know that last time also you had come for the interview, and this time also perhaps you would come. So always he does his interviews after the elections are over. Now he is too busy with all his strategies and everything. His success formula is that he doesn't do politics. He doesn't do politics. He is not a politician. He is in the business of politics to serve people, and people of Odisha differentiate clearly between those who are in politics for power and those who are in politics for serving the people. So this differentiation, I would say, is the biggest success mantra of Naveen Babu, and that has carried him along.
Very, very interesting, Mr. Pandian, your remarks on this interview. I appreciate you joining me here on the Elections Unlocked. The man who could unlock the doors to power for Naveen Babu, Mr. V.K. Pandian, joining me there on the show as our newsmaker. Now, let's take a look at what else is making the political election news on Elections Unlocked. The Trinamool Congress says it will not attend the India bloc meeting to be held on June 1st. Speaking at an election rally in Kolkata, West Bengal Chief Minister TMC Supremo Mamata Banerjee said she had informed that she can't attend the meeting as cyclone relief in Bengal is her top priority right now. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has attacked the BJP over a death of a Dalit woman in Madhya Pradesh's Sagar. The Congress says the woman had filed a rape complaint last year, after which her trouble started. The party claims the victim's brother and relative were also earlier targeted. Priyanka has accused the BJP now of Jungle Raj in Madhya Pradesh. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, meanwhile, continued scathing attacks at the BJP in Punjab. The AAP chief accused Amit Shah of threatening to topple the Bhagwant Mann government in Punjab after the Lok Sabha polls. Kejriwal claims there is dictatorship in the country. His comments came after Shah said the AAP government in Punjab won't last long if the BJP wins Lok Sabha elections. BJP chief JP Nadda is campaigning for Prime Minister Modi in Varanasi. Addressing a poll rally, Mr. Nadda claimed nobody can stop India from choosing Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister for a third time. Meanwhile, rape-accused JDS leader Prajwal Revanna will now appear, he says, before the SIT on May 31st. Prajwal, who contested from Hassan, released a video breaking his silence over the rape cases against him. He claimed he was a victim of a political conspiracy against him hatched by his rivals in Karnataka. Okay, that's all that we could pack in this edition of Elections Unlocked.